Shot. Hello, I'm at the spring meeting of the House of Bishops at Canuga with Reverend Dr. Chuck Robertson, who is Canon to the Presiding Bishop and a scholar and theologian. Right?
Yes, indeed. Perfect. Perfect.
I wanted to get Chuck for our Please Note a good month ago and realized we would be together here. And my reason initially was a book that he wrote on stewardship that I commend to you, and we'll include links for that with this edition of Please Note. But would you tell us a little bit about that book on stewardship?
Sure, absolutely. First of all, greetings to all the good people of the Diocese of North Carolina. Stewardship to me is about a lot more than money. I think of what it means to be a steward is to be a steward of others, to be a steward of people. And so a big part of the book on transforming stewardship is helping us move from simply talking about how to do a fall campaign to thinking about how do we recruit newcomers, how do we empower people to be leaders in our churches, how do we make a difference in the communities around us so that we really are stewards on every level of all the people in our lives. And then the money does follow. And yes, I do talk about specifics about that as well. But it's all about intentionally reaching out to others, newcomers, young, old, making a difference in the community around us. I think that's what Jesus calls us to do.
Well, this book, one of the things I really liked about it is that half of it is the biblical and theological principles that undergird why we do what we do and the spirituality of why we do it.
Yes, indeed. Well, my great hero in the scriptures is Barnabas, the unsung hero of Acts. And without Barnabas, we wouldn't have a Paul. And to me, that's what it means to be a steward, is he's someone who looked and found someone that everyone else was afraid of and said, we could use this guy, and made use of him. To me, that biblical image of Barnabas, to me, is a pretty powerful model for us.
And then the second half of the book is very practical.
Oh, absolutely. Because all the theory in the world is wonderful, but it's got to actually do something. You got to actually be able to make something work. And so to me, that's what it's also about.
Somebody said discipleship is what you do when you get off your seat and get on your feet.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And that's what you got in this.
Very much so, very much so.
Well, a parish in the diocese that has used it is St. Matthew's in Hillsborough. Reverend Dr. Brooks Gravener and his vestry and congregation.
Thank you, St. Matthew's. Thank you.
So a shout out to St. Matthew's.
Absolutely. Thank you, St. Matthew's. Let me know how it's going with it.
One other thing while I've got you, Chuck.
Sure.
While here at the House of Bishops, I found out about a new book you've published. I haven't had a chance to read it, but it's entitled A Dangerous Dozen, 12 Christians Who Threatened the Status Quo but Taught Us to Live Like Jesus. Tell us about this.
Well, hot off the press, this has been a labor of love for me, because this is a book literally about folks who have made a difference, but in the process have really challenged the status quo. Not just the status quo of the world around us, but sometimes the church's status quo. Mm-hmm. So it ranges over the 2,000 years of Christian history, from Paul and Mary Magdalene to people that may not be as familiar to everyone, people like the theologian Origen or Hildegard of Bingen. Others will be very familiar, St. Francis of Assisi and our own Thomas Cranmer from our heritage, and then going all the way up to some modern martyrs and modern prophets in our own time, people like Oscar Romero and Dorothy Day. But the idea of it is that we can make a difference. Every one of us can be a dangerous person, making a difference and making an impact on the world about us. And it may mean that we face some resistance if we do that.
This is a tremendous book, and both this book and the book on stewardship will be linked with this edition of Please Note. Chuck,
wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, and thank you to the people of North Carolina. God bless you.
God bless you, and keep the faith.